I was surprised to see that someone had Google Translate on their phones. They use it, but they never knew they could do this. Alright, so this video is going to be about how we communicate with the locals here while we're in Vietnam. Now, we've been to many places. We've been to Colombia. Last year we went to Colombia, and we actually understand and speak a little Spanish. Being in Miami, we're around Hispanic people all the time, so it's a little easier for us to speak and understand Spanish. But when we told our friends and family that we're coming to Vietnam, their first question was, well, first of all, it was why are we going to, and if you want to know why, I'm gonna put the link to that video on why we came here. But the second question is, how are you gonna communicate? Do they understand? Do they speak English? So most of the population does not understand anything you're saying, but the youngsters, the people, you know, between 20 and like 35 years old, they make an effort because they learn in school, and especially if you go to a coffee shop, then they're used to foreigners, so they will likely speak English. But most of the time, like I said, you're not gonna have somebody who speaks English with you. So whether you're coming here to Vietnam or going anywhere in Asia, you're probably gonna run into that issue. How do I actually communicate with the people here? So this probably won't come as a surprise to most people, but I did get that question so much that I want to share with you how we communicate with the locals here. So first of all, we have the app called Google Translate. This won't come as a surprise to anyone. Most of you guys know about it already, but there are some features that I've found that a lot of people did not know about that you can use. So I'm gonna get into that. So first of all, as you can see here, I'm on Google Translate. I'm gonna go through it, and so as you can see here, you can actually have the offline translation files. Okay, so if you don't have internet or you don't have data, and you know you're going somewhere and you're afraid that if you have no internet or data, how are you going to be able to speak? You can actually click this button and download the file onto your phone, so that anywhere you are, it will translate for you. So you can click download. I'm going to skip that for now. The thing you will likely use the most is that conversation button. Okay, so if you click the conversation allow, where do I rent a motorbike?
¿Dónde alquilar una moto?
I believe that's in Spanish. So first of all, you go here and you pick the language you want. In my case, where is it? Vietnamese. I click Vietnamese. All right. So here I can click the conversation. Where can I rent a motorbike?
Tôi có thể thuê xe máy ở đâu?
Okay. So whatever it just said, I assume it means where can I rent a motorbike? At this point, once you are done speaking, you can actually click on the Vietnamese. At this point, they will speak, and then it will translate it to English. Now, since I don't speak any Vietnamese, let me pick another language that I do speak. French. Okay. So at this point, you're into the conversation tab, and if you want to speak, you click English. How much is this laptop?
Combien coûte cet ordinateur portable?
Okay, and now when the other person is ready to reply to you, they're gonna say something like, c'est $1000 américains.
It's 1,000 US.
Okay, so if you were speaking to a French person, there you go. And if you wanna click auto, which means it's listening to both languages, you'd click. Où est-ce que je peux acheter du jus?
Where can I buy juice?
There you go. At the supermarket.
Au supermarché.
Okay, so that was the conversation. That was the conversation button. Now, another thing you can do is click the voice. Okay, and so that will basically translate whatever language you have on the left side here. You can do this, click the two arrows to switch which one you want to translate from. But I find that the conversation is easier because you can choose whichever language you want at any point. The voice really translate whichever one is on the left side. So the next one is the handwriting. I can write whatever I want. Hi. There you go. And it translated it to French. Okay. In this case, if I wanted Vietnamese, there you go.
Chào.
Ciao. Okay. So basically, whenever I need to speak to someone, I just click the conversation button and I start speaking from that point on. And the last one, I left that for last because a lot of people did not know that this option exists. So let's say you go somewhere, let's say, and you're looking at some text, okay? It could be on a menu at a restaurant or outside, anywhere, okay? A sign, a menu, anything you are seeing that you want to translate. And this, I was surprised to see that someone had Google Translate on their phones. They use it, but they never knew they could do this. So if you have something written, you can still translate it. Let me translate that from, let me click the arrow here because I want to translate from Vietnamese to English. I click the camera button here. Okay, and what you're gonna do, let's say this is a Vietnamese text, you don't know what it means. You're at the supermarket, you're trying to, buy some lotion, and you can't tell the difference between the lotion and the shampoo bottles. Just pull this up, click the camera button, and align the text you want to translate where it says align text. Take the picture. Okay, it's gonna scan and find all the text in that language, and then you can either select all at the bottom if you want it to translate every single thing in the picture, or you can just highlight with your finger exactly what you want it to translate. All right, so at this point it's saying where can I rent a motorbike? As you can see, it's not perfect. That's another point. It is not perfect, but it will get you through. If you need to do anything, you can do it. All right. So let's try that again. Right here. Click. Highlight. Where can I rent a motorbike? And look. That is exactly what I have written here on the screen. Okay. Where can I rent a motorbike? So it's very easy to translate text or speak to someone. I am shooting a video telling the people how to use this app.
Tôi đang quay video nói với mọi người cách sử dụng ứng dụng này.
So, in this case, I don't know what it just said. I figure it's saying something around that. So sometimes you'll realize the person is confused, they don't understand what you're saying, and other times they'll understand and they'll respond to you, but sometimes they'll laugh because they'll be like, this is not, like, the translation is not perfect, which leads to the next point, which is to keep it simple. All right? Keep it simple. So if I want to tell the person, where can I rent a motorbike? Do not go into the app and say, would you happen to know the best place to rent a bike here? That's too much language for the app. It will likely mess up more often than not if you say too complex of sentences. So keep it simple. As you can see here, if I need to rent a motorbike, I'd say, where can I rent a motorbike? Okay? Use simple words just so the other person can understand the context, because the more words you put, the app doesn't form sentences perfectly yet. Okay, so depending on the language, it will be better than others. Like it will be much better at translating to Spanish than it would Vietnamese. So keep it simple. That's the last tip I have for you. And okay, so last but not least, I want to show you, if you do have the language downloaded on your phone for in case you don't have internet service, you just click here, settings, and then offline translation. And then you can just go here and download any language you want. All right. So if I wanted to download Portuguese, let's say, I'd come here and click download. Tells you about 3.7, about 44 megabytes download, and you can go to Portugal. If your internet or your data and your SIM card is lost for whatever reason, or you have no more data on your phone, you can actually go remotely and still be able to talk to the locals. All right, so that's basically it. So camera button for translating text. You can write with your hands what you want to say. The conversation is what I would recommend you use mostly. And so there's one more thing I want to show you. While you're on your phone, since you have the app installed on your phone, you can use it to translate any text you want in Vietnamese, all right, or any language. So let's say you get sent a text from a company and you don't understand what it's saying. You can just press and hold the text, all right, and click here and say translate. All right, now I can translate to whatever I want. Okay, so if you receive a message or you have a text on your phone, just click and highlight the text and then click translate. All right, so now you can translate wherever you are. You don't have to leave an app, go to the Google Translate app and then copy and paste the text in order to see what it means. You can just highlight it in the app where you are and then click translate. It's that easy. So that was a very simple video, but a lot of people have been asking me about that, so I wanted to get that out to you. And I hope it was helpful. So if you liked it, click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I'm gonna be documenting the whole trip here in Vietnam while we're traveling in general, not just Vietnam. So subscribe if you want to see more of that, and I'll see you in the next video. And before I let you go, remember, create a life worth living.